I yanked my hand back as my fingers brushed against something sharp. My thumb ran over my index finger, checking for any injury. Finding only a small red mark, I reached for the pile of envelopes stacked high on the back seat. My black sneakers nudged aside empty whiskey bottles scattered across the footwells, searching for a spot to discard the unopened bills and letters stamped final notice. Glancing over my shoulder, I took in the mess filling the SUV's trunk: fast food wrappers, discarded sweaters, cigarette packs, and crushed beer cans created a mountain of garbage. Without hesitation, I tossed the envelopes onto the pile. I scanned the back seat again, looking for what had cut me. A glint of metal caught my eye. Lifting an empty Budweiser box, I peeked inside. A pocket knife blade gleamed up at me. A sigh left my lips as I let the box drop to the floor. I would have never found it by chance. After my husband passed out in the guest room, I had put our baby down for a nap and rushed out to his car. Squeezing inside was nearly impossible with all the trash, but I managed to carve out a small space in the back seat and started searching. That morning, FedEx had delivered another letter, the third one this month. My husband had taken it straight to the garage, oblivious to me watching from the window. He assured me the mortgage company had made a mistake, that the foreclosure warnings weren't meant for us. But my name wasn't on the house. With no way to get answers from the mortgage company, I was left digging through trash and his whiskey-stashed hiding spots, trying to figure out how much time I had left before my daughter and I lost our home. He still hadn't signed the paperwork allowing me to take her, and I needed more time to find a way out. My pulse quickened as I glanced at the baby monitor balanced on my knee, the screen split between the nursery and the guest room where I had hidden a second camera on a shelf. I couldn't risk him catching me. Both rooms were still. Then I saw it. A brown envelope tucked into the seat pocket in front of me. I reached out and pulled. Whiskey bottles tumbled to the floor as I retrieved the envelope. My forehead creased. It wasn't the FedEx letter, and a peek inside revealed it was empty. My temples throbbed. Rubbing them with my fingers, I wished the pain away. My gaze flicked back to the disturbed seat pocket. First, I noticed the white cap. Then, the orange neck of a bottle. It sat just inside the pocket, demanding my attention. I grabbed it and turned it over. A shiver ran through me as I read my name printed on the prescription bottle. I knew immediately what it was. The day we brought our newborn home, I had been prescribed 3 medications after my C-section. My husband went to pick them up from the pharmacy. When he came back, he handed me only 2. He claimed the last one was out of stock and promised to return for it the next day. He never did. My breath came heavy and uneven as my eyes landed on the label, oxycodone. Slowly, I leaned into the seat, the tension in my body dissolving. My gaze stayed locked on the empty bottle. The words on the label didn't change. They stood there, mocking me. How had I been so blind? How had I not seen what he had done? I turned the bottle in my hand, spotting the date of my hospital discharge. My chest ached with the weight of realization. He had stolen my pain medication, the one prescribed to me after childbirth. A soft cry came from the baby monitor. My eyes dropped to the left side of the screen, where my daughter stirred in her crib before settling again. On the right, my husband lay motionless, lost in a drunken sleep. My stomach twisted in disgust. Rage took hold of me, filling every inch of my body. Forgetting the envelope, I threw my weight against the car door, shoving it open. My feet hit the ground hard as I slammed the door shut and stormed toward the house. My hair whipped behind me, one hand clutching the baby monitor, the other gripping the empty pill bottle. By the time I reached the guest room, I was breathless. Adrenaline surged through my veins, setting my skin on fire. My fingers wrapped around the doorknob. I pushed. The stench of alcohol smacked me in the face, forcing me to stop. He lay sprawled across the mattress, head nearly hanging off the side. Every few seconds, a loud snore ripped through the air. His face was blotchy and worn. He looked old. My body stilled. In a single moment, the rage, the heartbreak, the adrenaline, all of it vanished. I blinked hard, staring at him, and then I stepped back, slowly closing the door. I stood there, staring at the wood grain for a long moment. Then, I turned and walked away. He would only lie. Call me crazy. Punish me for finding out. What was the point? I crossed the hallway and entered our bedroom. A vase of artificial white flowers sat on the dresser. Swallowing hard, I stepped closer and dropped the bottle inside. The glass clinked as it hit the bottom. It stayed there for 3 months. When I left, I packed it in my suitcase. Now, it sits in my jewelry drawer, my wedding ring nestled inside it. Every morning, when I reach for a bracelet or necklace, I see that bottle. And every morning, I smile, because it reminds me of the life I never have to live again.